Creatives or creative professionals are defined as unique individuals who utilize their skills toward the production of creative outputs. These may range from music, motion graphics, animation, still photography, film, or radio. We'll be talking with a few creatives to find out what inspires them, what makes them tick, and, of course, why they do what they do. Join us as we make a creative link. Alright, Suku, so what is your creative process like?
Alright, my creative process now. Me just like, with me it's weird, you know. We don't really think about nothing at all. Not like literally not think about nothing. I'm like the quiet. Most ideas normally come to me like hours a night.
Like no?
Like some later than this. Like some bad 12. Like last night me about 12 o'clock. My daddy and say, alright, I go sleep. Then I lie down and I say, you know what? I get up, turn on my laptop. Just turn it on and I some search through them things till I pounce up on all the sound I'm like, and I say, you know what, my sample this, I never yet try off like fly a Pro Tools on the start. And then at the end, and then by what time I even say all the time? At 5 o'clock, sun and light, look through the window light, you know? And then, you know what I say? So it weird, but the weirdness work.
Weirdness work.
For them see for them go and run go speak up. Load up the skeleton cause them bring the leak up. Swell up the whole chest on you in a deep up. And if you try run me splash your knee up. We no chase like y'all feeling to keep up. 40 in a the clip chase now store up. And if you're this hard, don't at all. Your family we are gonna left them apart. Yo, sit down, shut up. Hey boy, hush up. Your black we get brush up.
Most musician people do videoing and editing and all them, they're the most creative because
them
in
kind
a
of
creative
people,
world, the whole of the chemical and slightly you're happy.
the commonality between all of you.
So all genius mad, you know.
So what do you need? Like what are the basic things you need for just make sure say in that space to make sure that you're in that element? You say you need quiet hours a night.
Well, I'm really quiet because he's a man, he can work in a night too.
Oh.
You see me? But like me that I feel say in most cases after hours or we there the whole studio ram up and we there chat and we would run joke and then you know you have the time you have a vibe and then a break.
Yeah.
So we didn't break there. Something with us pop up. And then by like that way up cars back a next congregation again. Say, yo, really?
So a while ago in the booth, I never say no book, I never say no notepad.
Yeah, boy, man, think man a while there. Style you want me style you, but like body me make shot fire you. Jump in on your face and swallow you.
Alright. That's the next thing now. With me, I can't write. Like actually write a song, it's kinda weird. Cause me not a pen man. You know what I say? Me more a creator, like rhythm and then something produce. Like if you say yo, Suku make a rhythm, boom. If you say write a song, it will take me a whole month or 2 or 3 months. If you not get me in the book. And then now, if you notice it kinda take a while for me really start getting in the book. Because I'm not too like a mind I feel in it.
Yeah.
You see me? And to me not like as me say, if you're not a pen man, you're not gonna work out. And when I say pen man, I mean actually say you have to use pen to paper like that. You have to pen it up, man.
what kind of advice would you give to any younger person, whether they're in primary school, high school, or outside of school? Any younger person who have the creative element in them, but not really sure what avenues in which to express it.
Alright, you and me, I got to the surety and the unsurety, because even me unsure and sometimes I'm too sure it don't work. So when they're unsure, most cases, just work with it, because eventually you will dead and unsure for a minute, and then like the idea there linger, but through me I say, it take a while for you have to allow yourself to just get comfortable. Isn't it so? Everybody have that little something about them, that little stigma there. So you have some people well confident, some people not that confident, but when I fight it will work. Once you have the drive that when you have the drive towards it, the greatest thing is just to have the talent and the ability to do it.
The talent and the ability and the drive.
Yeah. That's it.
Alright, respect, brother. Respect, man. Okay, so on the creative link, I'm here with Monique. Monique has a very interesting background, and it ranges from banking to digital marketing. We're here now to find out what her process is like and what inspires her to do what she does. Hi, Monique.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. Welcome to the Creative Link.
Thank you for having me.
Great. So, the creative industries in Jamaica, it's somewhat new. The statistics show that it is the third largest contributor to GDP. Now, why have you decided to venture into digital marketing?
My reasons for changing from the corporate lifestyle to venturing into something more creative, something more along the lines of entrepreneurship, really has to do with, one, my self-expression. I never really felt challenged throughout school for most of my stay there. Not because subjects weren't hard, but I just felt like it didn't connect with a certain part of me.
Okay.
And two, the corporate ladder, rat race, hamster wheel, with all of its politics and drama.
Okay.
It was time for me to try something else and actually bank on myself, try and do something and try to actually express or extract out of me what school didn't.
Okay. I heard you mention something important, self-expression. Is that important?
Of course, yeah.
So you weren't able to really express yourself in your old job?
Part of it was that it wasn't really using my talents as best as possible. What I did, I was a banker. I dealt with customer service, so I dealt with persons on a daily basis, and I actually found different solutions. So I tried to help persons, align them with whatever banking services or things that they needed to actually help them propel them forward. But at the end of the day, using my skills as a communicator, as a marketer, as a creative, that was being used to this amount, whereas I wanted to use it every day.
So basically you feel like moving out of that sector into digital marketing kind of unleashed or unlocked some element of it that was being suppressed before?
Most definitely. And it's really just transitioning into owning one's truth, and actually giving myself a shot, because I think there's a clear line between, okay, moving from something that's not creative and going into a creative field, because you definitely can transition there from one job to another, but then there's that additional step of doing it and stepping out onto your own. And so I think that's where my claiming of my meanness and kind of trying to define what all of this means to me comes in.
Okay, so Earlier when we were talking, you told me that you have your own digital marketing company.
Right, so I'm in the process now of establishing my own business called the Digital Marketing Chick. I'm in the process of setting up my website and doing the groundwork on my own social media as necessary to push my own products and services because I recently stepped away from my 9 to 5.
Okay.
So I'm in that process now, and I mean, of course, there are obstacles and there are things that I learn every single day about making this journey better or more possible, or just a better experience for me and my clients and potential clients. But I think it's been such a learning experience. I could not have studied about it in a book.
So let's see. What's your creative process like?
My creative process has less to do with a sequence of activities, but more about, Shonda Rhimes calls it the home. Right? Yeah, she calls it the home. Yeah, she calls it the home, but it's kind of like a zone to me, where initially for me, literally, I try to gather as much information as possible. I pull things from a million different directions and then go through my process of, okay, how is that important? Pulling out the important parts and bits and pieces and putting things together. I think that kind of creates a fresh, different perspective and allows me to cover a lot wider ground. Sometimes it's self-destructive because I take way too much information in, especially initially. But for me, it's that, and it's also a feeling where you literally just, nothing else matters. You don't feel hunger. You don't feel tired. It's 3 o'clock in the morning and you're still going, and you're just working uninterrupted. You get into a
Focused,
you're getting into a zone. Yeah. So for Shonda, it's the home. For me, it's the zone.
The zone. Okay, so do you need to be in a specific environment? What do the conditions have to be like? Does it have to be complete silence? Do you need to have a particular track or song playing?
For me, the most important part is no interruptions. So that kind of lends itself to being either late at night or early in the morning. I'm more a late at night kind of girl, but I'm trying to know that I have my flexibility and free time, trying to navigate around that as well and find out what works best for me. But underlying, regardless of the time of day, it's not interrupting.
Okay. And what inspires you?
Everything. I mean, inspiration comes from everywhere. It really depends on what sort of project or thing that I'm working with. But what I've found is that your experiences in the past, or maybe it's little interests that you may have picked up along the way, or definitely I've picked up along the way. Sometimes it's a song you sang for choir back in the day, or this dance move you learned around the corner, or this song you were listening to that helps you to relate to people or relate to a situation or a circumstance or a new event or a new product or service in a different way that kind of unlocks or opens things. I try to leave myself open to nature and to allow persons and their different energies, wherever positive, to add and edify and to further develop me. So inspiration, leaving yourself as a vessel, but also doing that in a sort of emotionally responsible way.
Okay, great. What advice or what tips, what little nuggets of knowledge would you give to anybody who is looking to do what you did? They want to make that leap. They're not sure. They're second guessing themselves. They have that creative potential within them, but they're just not sure how to go about unlocking it. What kind of advice would you give to them?
The one most important piece of advice that I would give anybody who wants to, it doesn't matter if it's creative, you could want to go and do your own accounting firm, it really doesn't matter, right? Number one is that you actually have to make a plan. You have to make a plan because you have to be able to see yourself and say, what do I want to be or look like, or who do I want to look like in a year, in 2 years? And once you establish that, you can set up whatever framework you need in order to make that dream, that vision, that goal for yourself into a reality. Something that feels right and authentic to you. You know, obviously, if you're an IT geek, you probably won't say that in a year you want to be Bill Gates or Steve Jobs, but you have to set, whether it's in your local space or around the world, someone that you look up to, that's some sort of a role model, and make those little baby steps. Hey, I want to do photography, and in order to do so, I want to at least have an iPhone or a DSLR, so I need to save up for that. Even if saving up means $1,000 every week or $5,000 a month or whatever that is, making that sort of investments and those progressive steps to making your dreams a reality.
Setting incremental goals.
Yeah.
So tiny steps progressing forward.
Don't try and be Bill Gates in a year, because that issue is daunting, that's crazy, and that leads to a lot more internalization of just like regret and disappointment when you're missing the point. You're missing the fact that you have grown these 10 steps. Not because you're not at step 10,000, you've grown these 10 steps and you're actually above the curve.
Okay.
But yeah, you know, but take your time and make your plan so you actually know where you're going.
Good. So ensure that you set some measurable goals, assess yourself, pat yourself on the back, look at your progress.
Yeah, most definitely.
Okay, great. So it's nice talking with you, Monique.
Yeah, likewise.
All right, thank you for joining us here, and thank you for being with us on the Creative Link.
All right, and for all you creatives and other entrepreneurs or potential entrepreneurs out there, check out The Digital Marketing Chick, www.thedigitalmarketingchick.com, or Instagram, The Digital Marketing Chick. Check us out online.
All right, so that was our plug.
Yes.
Thank you.
Shameless.
Shout out to my director, Marianne. It's a wrap. We're here with Ikuma. We're at Fleet Street, downtown Kingston. And of course, I want to talk to the man who is one of the ones that overlook this entire creative space. So tell me something, Ikuma. Tell me about that place, sir.
Well, Fleet Street, south side, you know, born and grow, you know, here's home for us, you know, here's your being all along, you know, me I say.
So tell me something, so why all of this art, all of this color? Most other places you go now, you just see just bare zinc, and bare rust, and the place look away, look tear down. But the place are different.
Sure. Because the youth them, you see more, definitely more transition. If you say more things progress, more things develop, and you like I and I are artistic mind, you know, spiritual beings, you know what I say. So the arts come with that creativity there, that up move there, to evolve. You see what I say? That is why you can see them transition or take place.
So right now, as I step into this space, I see all the art, a whole heap of artwork, a whole heap of things right now. I mean, it can't help but feel inspired by seeing all of this around me.
Yes, sir.
So tell me something, I have some local artists or foreign people coming and do this?
We have local artists, Live Child. For one, you can check him up on Live Child Craft on Instagram. Him are the one who do this. You know me, I said a creative piece here.
Yeah.
And plus you have some youth from Edna Manley. You know me, I said them are the one who really initiate the program.
Start
the project with we and them Liason, get acquainted and share ideas within the community, you know, getting everyone more integral for come on board with where we are doing. So I find out that it have that genuine impact there, you know what I say?
So tell me something, in each of the paintings, is there some random thing where them do, any of them have a message?
No, it never random, you know, because I swear them come and them share ideas with the community. You know me I say I get acquainted. So most of the arts them may say really back to the community. To tell back a story to the community. In for instance, the one that was named Up. It's a virgin named Mula Killer. He's a DJ. He sing a tune called Up and Running. You see me I say, and him go lose him life. So that come like a memory film, you know me I say, something monumental where I show out film. And even the football on the wall.
Yeah.
I show you even the little ones them where I feed them sport, that I feed them fun time.
So the one with the little girl who looking through the window?
The one the little girl looking through the window. Yeah, see me.
Yeah.
You know me I say, cause a little girl and their minds.
I think that one is probably one of the main one them I like. I like that one, like how the framing with it set up.
Okay.
And all the little swears. I don't know the artistic terms,
True.
but I just like what I see.
Yeah, man.
And I realized on the continent down the lane, down out the lane, the shop right as well. Shop have it. Right, me see it right this as well, and even further down.
Yeah.
So you know, tell me something. You have a creative skill.
Chef, me deal with still in a
Creativity.
farming and chefing are my creativity. That's my art.
So what gets you inspired?
What get me inspired? Well, if you know, say the whole thing natural. You know me I say when I can in tune with nature. And farming is one of the things that get me in tune with nature. Cooking as well, you know. So that really get me inspired for just one in tune with nature, you know. Merge with the earth, you know. Avatar up as well, we don't say.
All right, avatar up.
Avatar up.
All right.
You know?
Respect Ikuma, we're here, and this is Fleet Street. We want to find out what gets everybody inspired, and we're out.
One day stand 55 nation. Look on the globe, it's like the yard of the world. All part of the world, them a feel the vibration. The Rastaman, them a say repatriation.
All right, so we're here downtown, Fleet Street, downtown Kingston, and we're here with Alex Sterling, the executive director for JAYECAN. I want to find out from him what his own experience is like working with creatives in the creative space. Alex, what do you think?
Thanks for having me, Matthew.
So Alex, firstly, you're the executive for JAYECAN. What's JAYECAN?
All right, so JAYECAN stands for Jamaican Youth Empowerment through Culture, Arts, Nationalism. So it's a youth-led organization that, you know, bringing volunteers that are in the different creative arts and trying to use their ability to empower and motivate others.
Okay, so when you say arts and creatives, what kind of arts are you talking about?
Well, you're talking about dancing, painting, sculpting, visual art, graphic design, so all the forms of art.
Okay, so painting similar to what's around us here?
To what's around us here, yeah.
Okay, so I've heard it, I don't know how true it is, but I heard that creative people tend to be very difficult to work with. You know, they have their own set views on things. They see things a particular way, and sometimes it's very hard to get certain things out of them. Is that your experience?
Well, not entirely, but it's, you know, it's true to some extent, but it's not how people are really looking at it. It's more like they need, it's not as easy as, let's say, to write up some minutes or to take some pictures. Well, I won't use pictures because, you know, that's a form of art as well, but they need that kind of inspiration. And why it is that people are always saying they're hard to work with, they don't stick to deadlines, it is they want to ensure that the work they're producing is perfect in their image. So while you might need the work by Thursday, you know, they haven't gotten the inspiration as yet. So you have something to do on Thursday and you need that for Thursday. But it just might be Wednesday night that, you know, the inspiration kicks in, and that's when they're going to do it, because they want to ensure that what they're putting out reflects them and reflects their creativity. So they can't create something for your creativity, it has to be for them.
So I heard you mention a key word, inspired.
Yeah.
What do you think, I mean, from your own experience, inspiration is possibly the most critical component toward being creative. I don't know, because sometimes it takes me to be in a different space to create something.
Yeah.
What is the strangest creative process that you ever witnessed from somebody?
That's a tricky one. I must say it would probably be sadness.
Sadness?
Yes, I know this young lady, when she's doing her work, it really takes some level of sadness. And probably it's because of how she grew up. You know, it was being in a very hostile environment, and abusive home and so on that really inspired her and
So
drove
pain.
her. So it's like pain, but it doesn't necessarily have to be physical. So, you know, she draws her energy from that. It's weird, but trust me, when you see her work that she creates from that and how, you know, you can, like, you feel the pain. So it's like she really puts it into her work.
For somebody who is the executive director for JAYECAN, do you yourself have any creative abilities in particular?
No, I won't say I have any.
Do you
Probably.
paint? Do you dance? Do you do graphic design, photography?
None of the above. I'll just say probably my creative skill is to organize the creatives.
Okay.
So what I do, and mainly what I do, is to work with them, you know, to organize the work, you know, bring several of them together, ensure their work overlap, and come up with something, you know. So it's not just necessarily a writer that we're working with. We're working with a writer, a photographer, painter, and they all have different views. It's my job to, you know, bring them together. And
So you're the man behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And what would you say, I mean, right now, how Jamaican youth are cultured? We are told to seek out you know, a 9-to-5, an office job, one that has structure, one that is mostly, you know, in a formal environment. In your own experience, working with a lot of young persons, what would be the message, your message to any young person that is inspired by the arts, is driven by creativity? What would be your message to them?
well, my message to them would be, do what you like. I remember this quote that, you know, if you do something you love, you never work another day in your life. And I've seen someone who that inspired him to actually quit his 9-to-5, and he does sculpting. Earlier this year, we actually hired him for the JAYECAN Awards to make the trophies for the awardees. The trophies was a model of a fist to signify empowerment. When we spoke to him and we interviewed him, we found out that he quit his 9-to-5. He had a very lucrative job, but he wasn't inspired. And, you know, he was just going to work, doing what he was told. There was no inspiration, there was no motivation. And he quit his job and he's now doing sculpting.
Something
and
he loves.
He's loving it, and it probably doesn't pay as much all the time, but, you know, it does pay, because I've seen him do big jobs for Sagicor, Scotiabank, international organization. He did a big job for a company in Barbados.
Okay.
So it does pay, it just doesn't pay, you know, the 25th or the 30th of every month like
So
most
basically,
people do get paid.
do it for the love and not for the pay?
So do it for the love, not for the likes.
Not for the like.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, there's one word that normally goes before artist, and I always hear it's starving. Let's hope that's not the case. You know, thank you very much, Alex, for talking with us.
Yeah, man, no problem.
And of course, the key is to ensure that whatever you're doing, ensure that it's something that you love and something that you can actually get paid from. Thank you very much, Alex. And we're here in Fleet Street. This location is inspiring. A lot of artwork that's around us. Alex, I think this piece is what? This is your favorite?
Yeah, and this one is my favorite. I'm not entirely sure why, but I actually like this piece.
I really like it as well. It's a little girl looking through a window, and that's one of the things, ensuring that we're in a space where we're creative, that we put things into us that inspire us. And being in a zone like this is inspiring. Right now I feel like I can't paint, but I wish I could just draw for something and just put it somewhere on a wall. So this wraps up a day of shooting, downtown Kingston, Fleet Street. You look at the environment, you can't help but feel inspired. And final word is, be creative, be inspired, create something.